Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to tackle something that every single developer needs to know: how to get a project from your computer and put it up on GitHub. This is your first real step into sharing your work, collaborating, and really building out your portfolio. So, you know that feeling, right? You've poured hours, maybe even days, into building something really cool. It works, you're proud of it, but it's just sitting there, in a folder, on your laptop. It feels kind of lonely, doesn't it? You want to show it off, maybe get some feedback, or at the very least, back it up somewhere safe. Well, that is exactly what we are going to do right now. We're going to move your project from being stuck on your local machine and get it onto GitHub, which is pretty much the biggest stage for developers in the world. This is how you make your code visible and start working with others. Okay, let's dive right in. The very first thing we need is a place for our code to live on GitHub. This place is called a repository, or repo for short. Think of it like this: we're creating an empty house online before we actually start moving our stuff, our code, into it. First up, just head over to github.com. Once you're signed in, you're going to look for that big green New button. Give it a click, and then give your repository a name. It's usually a good idea to just name it the same thing as your project folder. For now, you can ignore all the other options and just hit that Create Repository button. And that's it. You've officially created a brand new empty home for your project in the cloud. All right, our online house is ready and waiting. Now we need to shift our focus back to our own computer. We're going to go into our project folder and basically flip a switch to turn on version control. This is what lets it start tracking all of our work. So open up your command prompt or your terminal and make sure you're right inside your project's folder. The very first magic command you'll type is git init. This super simple command basically creates an empty Git repository right there. It's like you just installed a high-tech security camera in the room that's now going to watch every single change you make to your files from this moment on. So what is this Git thing we just turned on? It's really important to get this straight. Git is the tool on your computer that tracks all the changes. GitHub is the website where you store those tracked changes. So Git is kind of like a history book for your project. It doesn't just save the final version, it saves every version, letting you travel back in time to any point if you mess something up. It's an absolutely essential tool. Okay, now we're getting into the real heart of the local workflow. Saving your work in Git isn't just a single action, it's a two-step process. First, you have to choose what you want to save, and then you actually save it with a little message describing what you did. These two commands right here, they are going to become your best friends. Git add dot gets all your changed files ready to be saved. That little dot just means all the files in this folder. Then git commit -m takes all those prepared files and locks them in as a permanent snapshot in your project's history, along with a message that you write. Let's use an analogy here because it really helps. Think of the git add command like you're getting ready to ship something. You're looking around at all your stuff, deciding which things you want to put inside the shipping box. You're gathering them up, getting them ready. But you haven't actually taped the box shut yet. And that place where you're gathering all your files, that's officially called the staging area. It's just a temporary holding zone. And this is awesome because it gives you a ton of flexibility. You can choose to save just a few specific changes while you keep working on other stuff. And now for the commit. This is the moment you finally seal that box shut with packing tape. The M part stands for message, and the text you put in quotes is like taking a marker and writing a clear, descriptive label on the outside of the box. For your very first one, something simple like initial commit is perfect. It just makes your project's history easy to understand later on. Okay, we're making great progress. Our project history is now being tracked on our computer. The next logical step is to tell our local project where its online home is. We need to build that bridge between our computer and that empty GitHub repository we made a few minutes ago. So let's head back to our web browser, right to that repository page on GitHub. You'll see right there on the main page, GitHub actually gives you the commands you need, and most importantly, it gives you a unique URL for your project. It's going to end in .git. Just find that and copy it. Now, back in your terminal, you're going to type git remote add origin, and then just paste in that URL you copied. All this command does is tell your local Git, hey, I have a remote location I want you to know about. We're going to give it a nickname, origin, and its address is this URL. The best part, you only have to do this once for each project. This is it, the moment of truth. We have initialized our project, we've committed our files locally, and we've built the connection to the cloud. All that's left now is to actually send our code on its journey. And the final command is git push-u origin master. This is what pushes all of your committed code up to that remote location we called origin. The master part just refers to the main timeline of your project's history. For now, just think of it as the main version. Go ahead, press enter, and you should see your files start uploading to GitHub. And just like that, the transformation is complete. Before, your amazing project was stuck on one machine. But now, go back to your GitHub repo page in your browser and hit refresh, and boom. All your files are there, your project is officially live, it's backed up, and it's ready to be shared with anyone in the world.
So, when you really boil it all down, this entire powerful process comes down to just these 5 simple commands. You initialize the repo, you add your files, you commit them with a message, you connect to your remote, and then you push. That's the fundamental workflow you'll use over and over and over again.
You did it. You've just unlocked a fundamental skill that every single software developer uses. Your code now has a home on the global stage, and that's a huge step. So really, the only question that's left is, what incredible thing are you going to build and share with the world next?